champion. Brian, you know this as a pitcher. Everyone admires Greg Maddux.
Oh, yeah.
Because he did not have the best stuff. But to Albert's point, competitive and awfully smart.
Well, first of all, you mentioned that story where he lobbed the ball in, and then all of a sudden, to try and get your eyes to follow that ball. Yeah. I used to have a coach. I remember coming up in the minor leagues. Hey, man, Greg Maddux used to do this. If you're going to throw a fastball and you're worried they're going to be on it, lob it in there so they track the ball, then throw a fastball. That was like a Greg Maddux trick. Yeah. That's why I was laughing before we came on when you told that story. But look, I came up, when I'm coming up through the minor leagues, that was the standard. It was Greg Maddux. And you're talking about an era where it's command and finesse. You had to learn how to pitch inside. You had to learn how to move that fastball. You can't throw a fastball straight. And you had to learn how to change speeds. He was the absolute king of that. Now, obviously, the generation now, it's different. Guys pitch up in the strike zone, pitch in. But he was the standard, man. I remember watching him going, I simply can't do that with a baseball. Like, he just can't. I can't move it like that.
What do you think was his best pitch? Sinker? Changeup?
No, the changeup. And he was that guy, that was throwing that. The umpires, if they give that 2-inch on the outside, he was making a living. So we were arguing with the umpire, like, that ball's outside. But he was that guy, man, that he shows he didn't have to throw 95, 98, to win games and to sneak fast by a guy. He was using that corner, he was using that changeup really well. Sometimes the slider and breaking ball, but the way that he command the strike zone, it was unbelievable. Every pitch, he trusts every pitch that he could throw in the strike zone anytime. Yeah,
it's funny, too. You hear that story about pitching.
Again, let's think of this context. Like, I'm going to do this because in 3 months this might benefit me.
Wow.
Like, it's insane.
Because you hear that story. You could hear that, third person telling you that. You're like, yeah, whatever. There's no way. Yeah. But then when you watch it like that, it's like, wow, man, that's next level. There is no way I'm doing that, with my stuff. Are you kidding me? they're just insane. I mean, that's just next level.
I mean, the fact that he's like, don't pitch him inside, and then he pulls him inside, let's throw him like, no, it was all set up for later on. It's amazing, that kind of brilliance. And again, what it was like facing that entire staff, Maddux, Glavine, Smoltz. I mean, it was one after another.
Well, every time we went to Atlanta, my thinking was, if I get 2 hits in the series, it was a plus for me. And I was in my heyday in those days, but it was just, that's the staff that they had in the bullpen, So, I mean, because with those guys, really, you had to go out there and look for a pitch to hit. You can't think. You can't outthink things. You just need to look for a pitch to hit and hopefully put your best swing. But if you got that pitch and you miss it, you're in trouble now, because they didn't make that many mistakes.
So if you're facing Maddux, what pitch, what location are you looking for?
For me, middle away. Middle away, I'm just definitely giving the inside of the park, the home plate, just middle away, and just try to protect that changeup, But there were some days, man, that the guy, he can tell you that changeup was coming, and he just throw it by you.
Who do you think you hit better against, Maddux, Glavine, or Smoltz? Just batting average.
Batting average? Smoltzy.
Smoltz, 368, which is second. You were 391 against Glavine.
Wow.
This is ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm going to be Albert's personal PR team. 391 against Glavine, 368 against Smoltz, 341 against Maddux. So you're being humble with these 2 hits. You were locked in. One other thought on Maddux, 18 Gold Gloves. Incredible defense.
That was the other part too, man. Look, you'd go to spring training, you're doing those PFPs, water bottle in the back pocket. But then, again, I keep going back to this. That was the standard. You learn how to finesse and how to pitch inside because of Greg Maddux, because that was the standard. And then you talk about the PFPs, man. You could not, when you're 18, 19 years old, starting off in rookie ball, and then you move on, even when you get to the big leagues, like, hey, look, look how many outs he's got. And Greg Maddux, look at what these guys do. They take pride in all the little things. So that's just another layer to Greg Maddux.
And another thing, too, like, how you say, like, it's a complete hitter? I mean, Maddux was just a complete pitcher. I mean, this guy can field, he can throw, he can pitch, he can change the all speed, and then he can also handle the bat really well, because there were so many times that, that they put some play on hand and then show that bunt, and then put the bat back and just hit the run with him many times, So he handled that bat really well.
And then you know what Albert is against me?
No,
he's
0 for 2.
He's 0 for 2. So we can move on.
There you go. All right. Look at that. There it is.
Oh,
yes. Rowland-Smith.
I love that.
And a double play. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
All right, Ryan Ullman. We need to get a third at bat now up there in Studio 42.
Did you Google that?
I did,
He looked it up just in case.
There's no way he remembered. I had to remind him.